Hi, in this video you will be finding the area and arc length of sectors. And your essential question is how will I be able to solve use proportions to solve problems involving sectors? First question, how do I find the area of a sector? Before we can answer that question, we kind of have to understand what we're talking about. Here's a picture of a circle, and then that yellow shaded region is the area of a sector. A sector essentially, you can think of it kind of like a slice of pie. If you were to take out a slice, that would be your sector. And it can vary in any size it wants to, but that's what it is. So when we're talking about area of a sector, we're going to use proportions, and you're specifically going to think part to whole relationships. So in this, I have my area of the sector is my part over the whole, and the whole would be the area of the circle, and that equals the sector degree and then the circle's degree. Now, we can kind of fill in some of this information because there's stuff that we know. When you're trying to find the area of a sector, that's what your variable is going to be. The area of the circle, we do know that though. That is pi times r. And then the sector degree, you're given that, and it'll change for every problem, but you're given that information. And then the circle's degree, how many degrees are in a circle? 360. So this is the formula, if you want to call it that, the proportion that you're going to use to solve every question involving area. So here in this problem, we're going to use this circle here, and I'm going to tell you it has a radius of 10 feet. And the degree there in that circle is 95 degrees. Remember, radius is going part ways across, so that's why it's 10 feet. The diameter would be all the way across, which would then be 20. So just keep that in the back of your brain. And so here we go. Area of the sector, that's what we're trying to find. So that's going to stay x over. Area of the circle is going to be pi, 3.14, times my radius, which is 10, times 10. Equals sector degree, that is given, that's 95 degrees over 360. From there, I can simplify this down a little bit further, and I can do a little bit of math here. 3.14 times 10 times 10, that's going to give me 314. Equals 95 over 360. Now we're going to use scale factor. I am going to warn you though, it's not going to be super nice and easy numbers. They're going to be a little messy, but that's okay, you can do that. What I'm going to do is go from 314 to 360, and I know that I'm going to be multiplying just because I'm going from a smaller number to a bigger number. But I don't know what exactly I'm multiplying by because it's messy. So how I can figure that out is take 360 divided by 314 equals, and that will give me 1.14649. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going from what I know to what I don't know. My arrows are going opposite directions, which means I'm going to divide instead of multiply by that 1.14649. So 95 divided by 1.14649 equals, and then that will tell me what x is. X is 82.86 approximately, using rounding. And then I need to label this. We're talking about area of a sector, so feet squared is my answer. The next question we have to answer is how do I find the arc length of a sector? Please note that arc length is actually what we call the circumference of a sector. And here's a picture for you to help you. Here I have a sector here, and then the arc length is in purple. This part right here, that is your arc length. So in other words, you're finding the circumference of just part of your circle. And so because of that, we have a very similar proportion we can use. In this case, we're going to be talking about the circumference of the arc length, and then the circumference of your circle. Remember, part to whole relationships. And then your degree of your sector, which you're given, and then your circle's degree. And we can fill in information just like we did the last time. Here we have circumference of your arc, that's what we're trying to find. Circumference of a circle, if you remember, it's pi times diameter. Sector degree, that is always given information, you will be told that. And then your circle's degree is obviously 360. So using that proportion, we can solve problems with circles and sectors. And I'm going to use the same exact circle, so 95 degrees, and then the radius was 10 feet. So here we go. Circumference of your arc, that's x. Pi is 3.14 times diameter. Now remember, radius was 10, so diameter is 20, because diameter is all the way across, equals degree of my sector, which was 95, out of 360. So here's my proportion that I'm going to be using. And then I can do a little bit of math here to simplify this down a little bit further. So now I have x over, and then 3.14 times 20 is 62.8 equals 95 over 360. Now, you can do scale factor across. I'm going to do up and down just to show you that it is possible to do it this way as well. So from 95 to 360, I know that I'm multiplying because I'm going to bigger numbers. But in order to figure that out, I have to take 360 divided by 95, and that will give me 3.78947. Now, I go from what I know to what I don't know. My arrow is going opposite directions, which means I do opposite operations. So I'm going to divide by that 3.78947. You want to be exact, so don't round on this stuff. So 62.8 using your calculator divided by 3.78947 equals, and x will be, now you can round your final answer to the nearest hundredth, 16.57. Then we need our label. Circumference is just feet. That's all it is. So that's my final answer. That is the end of your video. Thank you for watching.